Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ifoma. So in today's tutorial we're going to be making this beautiful bonnet cap that has an elastic at the mouth. Okay, this bonnet can fit almost all head size, is stretchy, and it also hugs you on your head and doesn't fall off while you sleep. Okay, so let's just dive into the video. If this looks like what you're interested in, also give this video a thumbs up and then subscribe to my channel as well. Let's dive into the video. Okay, so to begin to start making this beautiful bonnet, this is the fabric I'm going to be using. Okay, this is one fabric and I have another one which is also the same fabric. So you are advised to use different fabrics so that when you reverse your bonnet, you are going to be seeing another fabric underneath. Okay, so but because I don't have any fabric that kind of matches what I have already, I decided to use this both for the inside and the outside. Take note, you can do whatever you want. Okay, so when I have this now, what I'm going to do now is I have this cut out on a square form, which means that both the width and the length is the same thing. So I have it on 25 inches on both sides. Okay, so this is a square. All right, so this is what I have. This is an African fabric, like I already said. So I'm going to go ahead now and fold it into 4 parts. Okay, so I folded it into 2 here, and I'm going to fold it again, which is going to be into 4 parts. Okay, so this is the tip. All right, so the right side, if you want to start cutting your bonnet, because when you are cutting your bonnet you want to get a complete circle, right? You want to get a complete full circle. Okay, so I just folded into 4. Look at it here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if you want to start cutting your bonnet, you are not going to start measuring from here. If you measure from here or from here or from here, you are going to mess everything up. Okay, so you might want to start measuring from this point. This is where you are going to start measuring. This one that is folded, that don't have any tearing. Okay, this side is wrong, this is the wrong, this is wrong. If you measure from these 3 parts, you are going to mess everything up. Okay, so you are going to start from here. This is the tip that has the fold. Okay, so I'm going to measure 12 inches because that's how wide I want my bonnet to be. All right, if you want your bonnet to be much bigger, you are going to use 30 inches on all the edges, which is the width, and the length is going to be 40 inches to get a complete square, right? So but because I don't want my bonnet to be that very big, I use 25 inches. All right, so I'm going to start from the tip here to measure 12 inches. Okay, you can use 13, you can use 14, you can use any inches that you like. Okay, I'm going to measure 12 inches all around. Okay, so this is what I have. I'm going to go ahead now and connect all these points. Okay, so having connected it, I'm going to go ahead now and cut it out. All right, so right here I have a round circle. I have a perfect circle. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Now I'm going to introduce the other part, which is this side. I'm going to introduce this part. Okay, so I'm going to trace out whatever I have here. I'm going to trace it out here. All right, so this is what I have. I just place this on top like this. I decided to place it like this, right side facing each other, so I can also join it once and for all without scattering it and like rearranging it over again. Okay, so I'm just going to trace out this circle. Okay, now this is what I have, right? So after I've gotten this, I'm going to go ahead now and turn this. Okay, I'm going to turn it just very tiny. You can use 0.5 inches to turn it all around. Okay, so while you are done turning it, okay, you are going to leave some maybe 3 inches on one part so that you can turn it inside out from there. Okay, so that means you're going to start here to turn it all around, okay, and end here. You're going to go over now and do just that. So this is what we have after we are done turning it all around and also leaving this 3 inches space that will mark here. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and give it a notch all around. Right, I'll also go ahead now and turn it inside out. So I'm going to go ahead now and give this a very nice press, bringing out all the edges of the circle. So make sure you just make everything so relaxed, bring out all the edges of the circle, and then give it a very nice press. So this is what we have after we are done ironing it. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do now is to sew in, create the channel for our elastics. Okay, so from here I'm going in by 1.5 inches all around. Okay, so after that, from the 1.5 inches, I'm going to be going out by 1/2 inch. Okay, so this 1.5 inch, I'm going to sew on the 1.5 inch and also on the 1/2 inch. Okay, so when I'm sewing on the 1.5 inch, I'm going to sew everything round. All right, but when I'm sewing on the 1/2 inch, which is on the part going to the other side, I'm looking for the space that we left for the turning earlier. You know, I folded it in when I was ironing it. I'm just looking for it. Okay, here. So when I'm sewing on this 1/2 inch, I'm also going out from the 1.5 inch by. Okay, so I'm not measuring this, but when you are doing yours, please measure it so you are sure where you are working on. Okay, all right. Right, so you are also going to leave that exact space, this space here, you are going to leave it when you are sewing on this part going on the outside. Okay, so but on this first line, which is the line closest to the inside, you are going to sew it all around. You are not going to leave any space. But when you are sewing from this one, this part that is closest to the outside, you are going to leave the space. This is because you are going to fit in your elastic from there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now and sew on these cycles. So this is what it looks like after I was done. Remember, I said you are going to leave space when you are sewing on this second part. You are going to leave space here so that you can pass the elastic from there. Okay, so I also went ahead to cut out the elastic. This elastic is, I measured it to be round my head. Okay, so when you are taking your round head measurement, you endeavor you draw it and make the elastic tight on your round head so that when you put this on, it's going to hug tight on your head. Okay, so this is the measurement of my round head. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now and use this nail to put this. So here I'm going to go ahead and start fixing in my elastic round this bone casing. Bone casing. I've met a lot of corsets that whatever. So this elastic casing that we created, I'm going to elastic channel that we created, Jesus Christ, I'm going to go ahead now and put this all around. Okay, I don't know if it's weird that I actually use nail rather than safety pin where every other person uses. I feel every other normal person uses safety pin except me, who is maybe kind of abnormal. So I'm just going to put it all around. So if you are still watching up to this level, please hit the subscribe button. Please do it now. Do it now. Please do it now. Hit the subscribe button and also hit the thumbs up button. Give this video a thumbs up and let's continue. So here I'm just going to go over to my sewing machine and attach these two together. I'm just going to match on it and sew the two of them together. Then, you know, just make it equal. Then use a stitch to cover this place. Remember, we left this place open when we were sewing it. So after I join this together and arrange it, I'm going to cover all these holes that we open. Also cover the one at the tip of the cap, and then the cap is ready. So this is what it looks like after we are done. Okay, so if you watch up to this level, thank you very much for sticking by. Also, if you are still yet to subscribe, please hit the subscribe button and also give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.